LJ Motivate for you. I would like to talk about a quote that I wrote. It's actually for parent, to be honest with you. Anyone looking after children or caregiver, you don't have to be a biological parent, but it can also be anyone who is responsible, looking after um, any children. I think most of the reason why we as a grown-up, why we are not able to set a good example for the young people, my opinion, I believe it's all coming down to how we were also raised as well. And knowing the fact that most of us, our parents never really taught us how to control our emotions, I believe it has also transferred to the way we also raise our children. And so it's just, for example, maybe you have a stress at work. Your work is really giving you so much stress. Or it can even be like maybe um, your relationship, probably is not going very well the way you wanted it to go. And things are not really going the way you planned it. It can be anything. It can be a friendship, it can be someone is owing you money. But I believe that when we're not able to control our emotion on how we deal with the stress, we can intend to take it on the children, the young people that we're looking after. And because they can't really understand, or they don't really understand what we're going through because we're not communicating, then the only way that we're teaching them is that we're not telling them what is actually wrong with us or what we're going through, but we're showing them that the way to cope during stress is by getting mad at them, screaming, even like there's sometimes most parents even use some abusive words. I understand because sometimes you can be very stressed as a parent or a caregiver, but I believe that if we're able as the adult to work on our own feelings, our emotion, be able to control how to just, kind of like acknowledge what is actually stressing you out. Just acknowledge it, think about it, and also remember that the children or the young person that you're caring for, is not actually their fault. So even though that you're not happy or the situation is really intense on you, try to find a way to control yourself so that you will not be able to send the wrong message to the child. Because if you don't control yourself, for my opinion, I believe that if you don't control yourself, your emotion, the way you react to different type of stress, that can transfer to that child that you're taking care of. And when that child grow up, because they don't know how to deal with their own emotional feelings, they're also going to treat their children someday when they have one the same way you also taught them. That's how you deal with stress. So I believe that, in my opinion, when you're looking after children, you're caring after a child, regardless of how stressed you are, just try to remember one thing, that you want to be able to raise a child that will not be a repetition of who you were or who you are. So if you don't know how to deal with your emotion, try to work on yourself and think about different strategy that you can be able to use in order not to affect the child that you're caring for, or in order for you not to transfer that type of a behavior to that child, so that that child tomorrow doesn't grow up and become and repeat the same thing that you did to them. Because I believe that when we anything that we do, we might be thinking that they are children, they do not understand, but I believe that they are watching us, and that's how they learn. That's how they could understand that, oh, this is what he or she that's how they did it when they were angry or when they were going really mad. You know, they react, they scream, they yell, you know. So anyhow that you come across with them, obviously that's the only way they know best. And in their opinion, that's the only way they can express themselves. So I hope this video has been useful and helpful. And if you find it very helpful, because I'm going to be making many more videos to come, please don't forget to subscribe so you'll be the first person that can be notified anytime I shoot a video. This is LJ Motivate for You. Don't forget to find me on Instagram and Facebook.